All right, guys, this common tendency here is for the individual that doesn't use enough left hand or doesn't use enough non-dominant hand with their two-handed backhand. See a lot of tennis players coming in using their two-handed backhand, or see a lot of players who maybe just aren't strong enough with using one hand on the backhand side, so they want to use that non-dominant hand kind of as a stabilizer, and then also to get some easy power. So a couple things here. Looking at it from a technique lens, you know, if obviously I'm a righty here, so my right hand as I'm lining up for two-handed backhand is more so just going to be there to kind of hang on for the ride. It's just more so there for a guider. As I put my left hand on, my left arm is going to be my main user. So I have my user, and then I have my guider just kind of there to simply hang on for the ride, and know that it's really only hanging on for the ride until about here, and then also too not letting my non-dominant arm take over. Something to think about as well is I see the right hand starting to use a bit more when it tenses up. So if you find yourself squeezing way too hard with that dominant hand, you're probably going to find yourself using much more right than your left. Or if you see the hands on top of each other, or maybe like the right hand is just way too close to the left, you're going to find that the right hand is going to start taking over. So think about getting the spacing, think about using this as your user, and then also to recognize that the guider is simply just kind of there to hang on for the ride.
Yeah, I think the really common situations where people struggle with this shot is I think they have that, what Tyson just talked about, totally inverted. They're really using their left almost as the guider and the right hand as the main user. And when you see that, they tend to play it right off their hip, and they tend to struggle to get that extension out in front, and they're using kind of all their wrist right off their hip rather than turning and engaging from low to high with their legs and getting that extension out. So we want to think of for right-handers, our right hand as the guider, our left hand is going to be doing most of the work.
Also too, think about if you're dropping and you're finding consistency with your two-handed backhand, you should probably be dinking with your two-handed backhand as well. It kind of goes hand in hand. I know you've kind of dabbled with your two-hander. I think you're obviously like a little different than most people. You tend to drop with one, sometimes drop with two, and then also to kind of mix that up a little bit from the kitchen line.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll be the poster child for how difficult that is, to be completely honest with you. I think it's very challenging to go back and forth. I'm not saying you shouldn't do it, but I would say if you're starting out, especially if you're coming from tennis and you have a two-handed backhand, I would practice using it at all the levels. Use it for your dinking, use it in transition, use it for your drives and your drops. Quick little story, my wife was probably about a 3-5, always had a good forehand, but used a one-handed backhand. It's been about, 8 or 9 months. She decided she really wanted to just switch to two. And I said, if you're gonna switch in every area. And she's a pretty darn good 4.5 now. So just making that one switch from a one-hander to a two-hander and using it everywhere has really benefited her game.
I'm going to be acting as a teacher here. Coach Kyle is going to be acting as a student. He's going to be hitting in 3 different zones. We're going to start out at the kitchen line. He's going to hit 5 dinks with his left hand, and then 5 dinks with 2 hands. Then he's going to scoot back to the transition zone. Same thing, 5 dinks with his left, 5 dinks with both, and then he's going to scoot back to the baseline. Same idea, 5 third shot drops with his left, and then 5 with 2. Okay, I'm going to have you come all the way up here, nice and easy. I can be using a paddle, or I can simply just be doing it by hand. Okay, here we go. Nice and easy. Good, there's 1. There's 2. 3, good. 4, he's keeping the hand positioning nice and still. There's 5, let's add 2. Okay, Kyle, left arm is taking over, correct?
Absolutely.
Left arm is using, right is guiding.
And I really want to lock my wrist here too, especially for those of you that can hit good drives with your two-hander. If you're going to dink with it, you really want to keep your wrists locked and push from the shoulder.
Transition, okay. Yep. As you're locking those wrists though, just make sure that that right hand or that right arm is not taking over. Very good. Again, he's getting good height. Good, very good. Okay, let's go 2 hands here, 2 hands. Okay, same idea. Good, beautiful. Making contact, nice and clean. The ball's nice and shallow. Beautiful, good. I'm gonna add a paddle in here just to speed this up a little bit.